Perk says LeBron has to do more. NBA Today. Let's get into it. Let's see what they talking about.
The first 3 chapters of the Warriors-Lakers showdown this season, they have been epic. But tonight, you're adding 2 powerhouses to the mix. This is going to be dynamite. Let's start with Golden State. The Warriors, they've turned back into a juggernaut.
18-2. Curry and Butler in the lineup.
90% of their games with both
they
stars in the
Stewie.
lineup. 20 games into this partnership. Now, the Lakers.
I need to watch more of these Golden State games. I've been lacking.
Their
I ain't gonna
11-6
lie.
record with Luka and LeBron in the lineup. It's even more impressive when you consider it includes wins over the Knicks, the Rockets, the Nuggets, as well as the Clippers twice. So back
11-6
here with
Lakers,
Jimmy and Draymond
Luka and
leading the
LeBron.
defense. Golden State, they've had the league's best defense since Butler debuted. That's up from 10th before Butler arrived and 15th last season.
Okay, defensive efficiency up
his Lakers
since
career here.
Butler's
Luka has
debut.
returned to his prolific self in March. He's one of
Since
2
start
players
of
to
March,
average
one
at
of
least
2
30
players
points, 8
averaging
rebounds,
30
8 assists
points,
in this
8
time,
rebounds,
along with the
and
3-time
8
MVP,
assists per game.
Nikola Jokic. We have a legendary game tonight, so that means
Luka
we have a legendary panel.
and
Our senior
Nikola
writer
Jokic.
Brian Windhorst, all legend team captain Michael Wilbon, the Hall of Famer, joining us here, and our NBA champ Kendrick Perkins as well. Let's talk about this because Jimmy and Luka, they've changed the dynamic of this matchup a little bit here. But I'm curious, Brian, who's gotten the bigger boost from their new co-star? Is it Steph with
that's
Jimmy,
a good
or
question.
is it LeBron
That's a
with
good
Luka?
question. What y'all think? Who gotten the bigger boost out of the trade? The Lakers or Warriors? Put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
Or you a hoe.
Malika, look at that record you just showed.
Yeah.
I mean, 18-2. How can you argue with that? And they're 12-0 with the current starting lineup that they're using with Moses Moody and Brandon Pajemski around their big 3. And how can you ignore that? And I do not want to offend the Rockets fans out there because they have worked very hard. But honestly, the Warriors to me are the secret number 2 seed in the Western Conference. There's not that much difference between teams that are 2 through 7 or 8. I think they all believe they can beat each other. The way the Warriors are playing with this group, with that defense that can play fast and aggressive with Jimmy Butler, I think this is the second best team in the West right now with a huge test tonight to try to climb up and chase the Lakers in front of them.
Lakers and Warriors tonight, y'all. Who y'all got?
But I'm not going to argue with my dear friend Brian. I'm just not. I think, look, we're into hair splitting right now when you ask that question, Malika, which is why
I'm
it's
excited
such a
for that shit.
fascinating discussion.
And I probably should drop some bets on
we're
that
talking
shit too.
And I think the Lakers had an outside chance already.
Okay.
Outside chance, if very healthy. They get Luka. It's clearly a change, not just a bump. But I'm going to go with Golden State as well. Jimmy adds more than one dynamic. We're talking about a 2-way player. We're going to see that.
Two-way players for sure.
We talked about that last
night.
Obviously,
he a real fucking
about what it is Jimmy Butler can bring
on the court,
tonight
man.
at
He
both
like
ends
a
of the
dog
floor.
on the court.
Luka is not going to give you that second dimension defensively. He's going to be just a massive upgrade, as great an upgrade as you can get offensively, and the Lakers are benefiting from that and figure 2 in the playoffs. But Jimmy Butler with Steph and Draymond, I mean, their own feeling about themselves. We heard that. You know that from talking to Draymond. We all heard Draymond talk about that on his podcast and other places. And Stephen, just their body language. And I'm not a big body language guy, but it seemed to change so obviously. So I, too, narrowly am going with Golden State on the bump.
I feel like he always did like Golden State, though.
I keep hearing footsteps, baby.
Oh, I didn't realize this was American Idol.
I hear them footsteps coming.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. I thought Golden State getting Jimmy Butler wasn't going to move the needle. Damn it, it did. And what made me open my eyes was that game against the Memphis Grizzlies. That was a signature win. Memphis went out there, Ja gave them everything that they possibly can, but it was how they got it done. Yes, Steph had 52, but the Jimmy with the 27 points, it opened up my eyes to see the real true value of Jimmy Butler. Yes, we know he's a defensive dog, and with him and Draymond defense, communicating, doing all those special things that they do, that's one thing. The second thing is the things that Jimmy could do offensively. If you want him to run the offense, he does that. You want him to go to the low block and post up,
do that.
He does that. Pin down, screen setting. And not only has that opened it up for Steph Curry, Moses Moody, his points has went up. Pajemski, his play has went up. He has gave this team life and a joy right now. And I'm with Wendy. I'm with Wilborn. This
they all got
team
the Golden
today
State.
is the second best team.
They going
in
with
the
Golden
Western
State.
Conference.
This gonna be a spicy one. Man, I wish we could watch it together. Real talk. All y'all need to do is show some more support. Hit that subscribe button. We could be watching this together, man.
Okay, so I do not want to take a position here that is diminishing them. However, when you look at the way the Warriors' big three fits together, what Jimmy and Draymond and Steph do complements each other better. Whereas what the Lakers do with these three guys who primarily play on the perimeter, they all three of them have to kind of lower their games and share a little bit. And I want to point out, this Lakers roster is still not perfected. They're still going to need to make some tweaks until those three can be fully empowered, probably next season, whereas I think you're seeing the Warriors fully empowered. I'm qualifying all of this to say I believe it's the Warriors, even though it's very hard to take a position against those two studs with the Lakers.
Can we focus in on Austin Reeves and how he affects this for a
crazy.
second, though? Because LeBron
Everybody
James made an interesting point on his Mind the Game podcast recently. He said that the addition of Luka has allowed Austin Reeves to have the third best guy defending him now. And that's opened up something new for Austin.
Well, that's what we often see with these acquisitions. What's the comfort level of
Austin
a player already on your
thing.
roster?
Real talk.
And how much does it make that player more
I'm
comfortable
to get an Austin
on the
Reeves
floor,
jersey.
better on the floor, better able to deal with opponents defending him? And that's where Austin Reeves was already just getting better. Draymond sounds such like a coach then, which of course he is too at this stage of the game. So Austin Reeves is a different player, as Draymond pointed out. But he fits so much better, Perk, it seems to me, in that third slot. He can do less, which makes him more effective.
He can, but it's going right now, the way that LeBron has been looking since his injury, he's going to have to do more.
What do you mean by that?
But meaning he's going to, I feel like he's going to have the ball more in his hands. I believe that LeBron James are going to do the extra things, the little things that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. He's going to lean, I think LeBron James is going to lean more on Luka and Austin Reeves. We saw it 2 years ago when that trust first got there in that Memphis series, right? And I go back to the Pacers game. Luka came out hot. You remember against the Indiana Pacers a few nights ago. He came out hot, he was scorching, but the Lakers were still down. All of a sudden, Luka went to the bench. LeBron was struggling in the second quarter, but he was on the floor doing other things, rebounding and things of that nature. Austin Reeves took over.
Right.
The Lakers went on an 18-0 run. I said, okay, cool. This is Austin Reeves that I'm talking about right here.
We're getting into the X's and O's of this game and what is going to be so fascinating to watch. But since we have the legendary Michael Wilbon sitting next to us here, can you just, before we go to break, put into context this game? I do not think that we are coming off a week that has had some excellent regular season basketball. The Nuggets and the Timberwolves, for example. It doesn't get bigger than LeBron versus Steph.
No, it really doesn't. And well, here's what I don't want to see, Malika. I don't want to see the ultimate main course of the playoffs served in the first round.
No, this is just an amuse-bouche.
I know, but it's good to have a little taste tonight, but that's enough. They're in a position where they could be 4-5.
We like appetite.
They could be 3-6, and I don't want to see that in the first round. You'd like to see that in the second round. But tonight is this is as good as
tonight is must see. Tonight is must see.
This is a must see TV
I'm
tonight, man.
Lakers
Warriors is must see TV with the new trade. Luka and LeBron. Fuck what they saying. New trade. Luka and LeBron versus Golden State. Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. Stop playing. Like Perk said, this is must-see TV tonight. I hope y'all tuning in. I'm going to be tuning in. I might just drop a reaction video on it. Make sure y'all fuck with your boy. Subscribe, like. I'll see y'all next time.